Hello, and welcome to No One Knows Peter Except You. In this episode of Rocket League Question Time, the question is, are we in a simulation? So this is a question based on the fact that in our reality, in this universe, it is possible that we may be able to create, well, it might be possible that we will be able to create a computer with its own civilization on it, with humans like us encoded into the computer, so that there's people, sentient beings living inside a simulation. So, if that's possible, then why not? That might have already have happened, and why not us already be in a simulation? Yeah, so it could be that there was a real civilization that created us, and we are living in a simulation. And how can we prove or disprove that? Well, it's nigh on impossible. I don't think to say that we're not in a simulation, it's quite hard to prove that, other than, not wanting to be, because, you'd quite like to be, original and not be in a simulation. So it could be that there's a civilization out there that that there's like sim cities, like on people's laptops and on everybody's laptops. There's unique simulations, and we're one of them. And the question is, can a whole entire mind be encapsulated in a simulation? Is there a finite complexity that it could be just stored as data? And if we're a part of the simulation, then does that take away from the value of us? Are we any less valuable? And and do we have free will in the simulation, or are we just a product of other people's will? And it could be being part of a simulation takes away all the problems in life, of all the things that mean anything, because it doesn't matter because we're in a simulation. But though those problems that we have would still account for the original being, the original universe where the simulation has been formed in. So you can't get away from questions like, do we have free will or something? Because say if I don't have free will to time simulation, the creator that has me on a laptop somewhere, it is, could have free will. But I like to think that we are not part of a simulation. And what evidence do I have for this? Well, one thing is that if we were part of the simulation, then all of the things on our existence would be finite in some way. But there is at the moment, nothing in physics. Well, actually in physics you have lots of quanta, like what are they called, quantum particles. No, we have lots of quarks and electrons. And so in that way, that there's a finite amount of information and things could be put onto a computer. But it seems to be in physics that you keep on finding smaller and smaller objects that become part of a more in-depth theory of physics. So it could be finite, but I think there's a couple of things that keep me from the idea of a simulation. Is like the fact that the uncertainty principle is you can never know the location and the velocity of the electron at the same time. So how can there be like uncertainty in a computer program where everything should be certain in some way, so it can be documented on the computer? Because in computing there's no randomness, so it's the fact that the uncertainty of where an electron is adds randomness, I think, to the computer program. And another thing which I think takes away from being simulation, I think is in maths you can have irrational numbers which have infinite data in them because they go on forever. So like pi, it's the pattern is non-recurring, so it goes on forever, and no repeating pattern. So irrational numbers like the square root of 2 and pi show that we're not in a simulation. So I would just go for no, we're not in a simulation. But just because there are certain things that we came up with in reality which are theoretically infinite, doesn't mean that we are the original people who came up with those things. Because we could have infinite concepts in a finite reality, and it could be because we never have the whole infinity in our reality like the pi or anything. We just find the next decimal place. So yeah, so it could be that we are part of a simulation, and these infinite concepts like pi and stuff, we just have found out about them, and you know, but they don't actually have the infinity in our universe. Well then, surely I think that just by the fact you're thinking in percentage shows that we're not in a simulation. So thank you for watching. My microphone is now come down and I'm lost after doing nothing. I hope to see you in my next video. I love you, ciao. Thank you, bye now.